Better than some days. All right. Do we have time? Senator Tyler, House Bill 1615.
You got
You need to go? No. Did I say Senator? You're so fortunate.
I say, which district is she? Who are we replacing?
That would be Senator Whitman said that.
I don't know if she'd stand for that.
All right, Delegate, how you doing?
Hi, good afternoon. The bill before you is House Bill 1615, and this bill was submitted at the request of the Virginia Department of Health Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. And basically, this bill updates the care and practice of the Chief Medical Examiner and the appointment of medical examiners and their length of service of 3 years. The problem we're trying to address currently, due to the decline in the number of medical examiners in Virginia from 300 to approximately 80 over the last 10 years, Chief Medical Examiner daily operations has changed, and medical examiners' availability has also changed based on their medical practice in the district. Therefore, the bill before you, it just changes the word to "may" in the code to allow the chief medical officer to comply with the means of the law according to his daily operations, and clarifies the medical examiner's appointments to fill vacancy and the length of terms. And I have Dr. Wormley, Chief Medical Examiner, present to speak to the bill at the appropriate time.
All right, Delegate, first off, is there anybody in opposition to this bill? No? All right. Anybody in brief support of this bill? How did this come out of the House?
No opposition.
Okay.
Sure. The funeral directors are in agreement with
Okay, great.
it. We're here, so I'll agree with it.
All right, I'd like a motion.
I move.
All right, it's been moved and
Second.
seconded that we report Delegate House Bill number 1615. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? That was painless, wasn't it?
Yeah,
All right.
very good. Thank you.
Delegate Cox.
Chairman.
How are you, sir? Good to see you again.
Thank you. I have HB 1826.
Yes, sir. Tell us what you're trying to do.
It's pretty simple. It authorizes a death certificate to be filed in any registered district in the Commonwealth. Currently, you have to file it in the district registry. I think the problem basically is, let's say, for example, that if you were in Chester, your father might be served or if you got that's very problematic. If you die, obviously, where you have to file it. Obviously, that's a terrible idea for these funeral directions. In some cases, it makes it so that's obviously problematic too. So I think it's a simple change, probably between directors from having run all across the state to follow that.
Questions from for Delegate Cox, Funeral Director?
No, the Virginia funeral directors support this bill.
Okay. Yes, Senator Black.
So it's the funeral director that files the death certificate?
Yes, sir. If it's fully electronic, we file it electronically. That's fine. It's when it's dropped to paper where we have to take it back to the location of death, which can cause an onus, especially for the rural parts of the state, where hospitals aren't close and they have to come back into Virginia or into Richmond to file. And we're just trying to simplify the process and speed it up for the consumer, the family, so they can get their death certificates quicker, get their insurance proceeds, and continue their life.
Oh, wait,
Yes, Senator Black.
the death certificates then where do they go? Are they filed in the county of death, or are they filed?
Right now, if they're electronically, they're sent straight to Vital Records here in Richmond. If they're filed, dropped to paper, they're taken to the location where death occurred. If it's Richmond, Chesterfield, wherever. And then that original death certificate gets ponied, U.S. mail, is it U.S. mail or FedEx? Straight to the original, then gets sent to the state Vital Records over on Maywell Street.
So if you have somebody who dies in Richmond, they're moved to Winchester for the funeral director, he issues the death certificate. Now, does the death certificate make its way back to Richmond for their vital statistics here?
Yes, the original is sent back to Richmond for vital statistics. The local office makes a copy in-house, and then it's sent to Richmond, and then they've been very good, within 20 days, it's then converted to a full electronic, and we can buy them anywhere. You can go to DMV to buy them, or to any local health department at that point. But it's filing that initial death certificate. That's typically when a family gets the bulk for estate purposes, is, within that day we file it. So that's why we're trying to speed this up.
Well, I guess it's another question. I'm opposed to dead people driving, so I don't know about the DMV part, but everything else sounds good.
Y'all okayed the DMV to do it, so.
All right, is there anybody here to speak in opposition to the bill?
Move to report.
Second.
To move, probably seconded, to report Delegate Cox's great bill, 1846. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. There you go.
Chairman, it's good to
Good to see you, sir. All right, before we go on further, who's this good-looking kid with the bow tie right here?
This is a wonderful page from the Northern Net.
Yeah?
Mr. Logan
Stand
Kellogg.
up and tell us your name.
My name's Logan Kellogg.
Hey, Logan. Are you having fun?
Yes, sir. It's a lot of fun.
Good. Is Delegate Ransom taking care of you?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. I'm glad you're here. All right, next on the list is Delegate Stolley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do we need to get Senator Dunham in here?
I think I can handle it. House Bill 1840. Mr. Chairman, several years ago, we put into code protections against the inappropriate release of patient HIV test information. Since that time, federal legislation, including HIPAA and high-tech, have been enacted to protect everyone's health information. House Bill 1840 aligns release of HIV testing information with current federal law.
So it's friendly, though, right?
Yes, sir, it's compliance with HIPAA.
Okay, great. Are there any questions of Dr. Delegate Stolley? Usually medically, you know what he's talking about. Is there anybody here to speak in, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I just moved to recommend for reporting, so.
Before we do that, is anybody here to speak in opposition? All right, now entertain a motion.
Move to recommend reporting.
Second.
Then moved and seconded to recommend reporting. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We try to be a good one. Delegate Ransom, how are you?
I'm good. I'm halfway there.
Halfway.
Suffer with a little cold.
Uh-oh, stay on that side.
I will.
All right, good.
Mr. Chairman, I'm bringing House Bill 1728. And what this bill does will direct the Department of Health to convene a work group composed of stakeholders to look at medevac, the medevac air ambulances that will come out that are dispatched, and how that is how they're being dispatched. And what I'm asking for in the work group is that it's composed of stakeholders. They're listed on lines 11 through 13 in the legislation. It would include first responders, emergency medical providers, health insurance providers. The reason I'm bringing this bill is in the rural localities, obviously we rely on them. In an emergency situation, sometimes we're located 2 hours away from MCV or a hospital that could treat burns. And some of these bills are ranging anywhere from $20,000 to $58,000
For air ambulance?
for an air ambulance and the services that they're providing. And what I'm asking them to do is just come to the table and talk about what type of insurance could they provide or would they accept. Now, right now, as I started getting emails from some of my constituents that have been through the process, they are regulated by the Federal Airline Deregulation Act. So it prohibits the state government from imposing any type of restrictions or rules on them. But we can at least bring them to the table with our first responders, with emergency personnel to see what can we do, what type of process can we put in place with the volunteer fire departments, the emergency personnel that are first on the scene before we dispatch. Even if it's a situation where a family member, if the patient is non-responsive or cannot sign, before we put them in that air ambulance, let them go, and then they get back home, 2 weeks later, and they are subject to a $50,000 or $60,000 bill.
Well,
So-
Delegate, I'll tell you here that there's two people sitting at this table that know a lot about helicopters.
Well, we used to do medevacs, and we didn't charge anything.
Yeah, and,
We even got shot at while we were doing it.
Oh,
he was flying Hueys and I was flying H-60s, that's right. So I'm stunned, I had no idea there was that kind of fee. Wow. Okay, any other questions?
We need a commercial arrangement.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's right.
Wow. Hold on a second, let's see if any senators have any questions for Delegate Ransom. No. All right. Mr. Rose, you want to speak to it?
Mr. Chairman, Ed Rose with Virginia Fire Chiefs and Virginia Association of Rescue Squads. Just to add on some issues that Delegate Ransom has stated. If you and I are involved in a traffic crash and they call for 2 med plates, if they get a commercial one and the state police one of us that gets a free ride and the other one gets the bill. And I agree with the dispatch because a lot of times, based on the information coming into dispatch, they'll call for the helicopter before anybody gets there. And that's another piece. But we support this. We think it's been needed and we'd like to see it go through.
Very well. Is there anybody here to speak in opposition to this bill? I will tell you, Delegate, that I'm going to be vociferous on this bill in committee and on the floor. I had no idea. And you know, we have medevacs for Centera and others, but I had just no idea that they'd cost that much money. So, thank you for bringing this.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a
Move
motion?
to report.
Moved and seconded to report House Bill 1728. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Report unanimous. And you have another bill?
I did.
No, you don't. Never mind. You can leave. No, I saw Robinson, not Ransom. Okay, we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Delegate O'Bannon. How you doing?
Mr. Chairman,
All right, what do you got for us?
1798.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask fairly loud, but let me tee it up if I may.
Sure.
Currently, we have many more people who need organs than we have donors. And currently, we have many people who are HIV positive who are otherwise very healthy people. They live with their condition, they take their drugs, they live normal lives. Some of those people get an organ failure. And so what this bill permits is that with the proper informed consent, a patient who is HIV positive can take an organ donation from a patient donor who is HIV positive. There's federal things for that. I think your clerk picked up, so on line 20, it would say, notwithstanding the provisions of subsection A, this section shall not prohibit the donation or acquisition. And that just puts, and this is full informed consent. This is where the patient that's going to get the organ knows that they're going to get it from somebody who's HIV positive.
Okay, before we move on that amendment, there are varying levels of infection, correct? So does one infection have to be equal to the other infection for organ transfer?
I think that the process that they go when they do the tissue typing and the other pieces of that, if it's somebody who's got active AIDS, then that wouldn't be a candidate.
I got you.
It'd be just somebody who's HIV
Those
positive.
are positive. Okay.
That is CD4 counts that are lower in there.
Okay, can I get a motion on the
Sure.
amendment?
So moved.
Second.
There's moved and seconded that we add the amendment donation or on line 20 after prohibit, or prohibit B. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Senator Black.
A question, so both the donor and the recipient have to be HIV positive?
Yes, sir. And there's full informed consent of that specifically. In other words, they know exactly what they're doing.
Okay.
It passed 97 to 9.
Like we care.
I thank you.
I thought that would have helped it.
All right,
They
any-
heard it been scrutinized.
Are there any questions of Dr. O'Bannon? Is there anybody here to speak in opposition to the bill? Hearing none, there's a motion.
Move to report.
Second.
So moved and seconded to report House Bill 1798. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Thank
no.
the health committee's general treatment.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, John. Okay, next we have Delegate Robinson. How How are you?
I know, I have another sticker bill for you. And I do have an amendment on this bill, and this was brought to me by BDH. It's to tighten it up, it's to strike some language on it. You want to explain it?
Sure. Mr. Chairman, on line 12, after restaurant, strike, or other licensed food establishments.
And that's just to clarify that it is for a food truck, only food truck. This bill was brought to me, similar to my bill this morning for anybody who heard this, but, when mobile food trucks have to go from from locality to locality, they're all inspected by the health department. And they just want to have a sticker on the outside of the truck that just says they've been inspected and when the date is, so that it's very visible. Should save the inspector's time because it should be a very visible display, and that's what they're asking for. There has been no opposition to this bill along the way, and there's no physical impact. They should have.
Are there questions of Doug Robinson on this? Is there anybody here to speak in opposition to the bill? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Move to report.
Second.
So moved and properly seconded to report House Bill. Senator Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the sticker will have the year on it, I trust?
Yeah, the date, it should have the date on it, I would imagine.
Just like the Commissioner of Revenue business licenses have?
So that they know when they've been inspected.
Okay.
And then if they're in violation, obviously that's another part of the code when they would get inspected.
All right. Any other questions? All right, this motion is properly seconded to report House Bill 1625. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you, Delegate.
Thank you very much.
Delegate Orak, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good.
Committee members, House Bill 1567, please.
Okay.
And committee members, the measure is pretty straightforward. What this would do would be add at the time of social services Medicaid eligibility screening, that information be given to the potential client about how to execute an advance directive if they so choose, purely voluntary, but just giving them that information on the front end. So that potentially, when they get to end-of-life decisions, they will have executed some of their own wishes prior to that stage.
Are there any amendments to the bill?
No, we made some on the House side, completely.
But it's still okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there anybody here, questions for Delegate Orak? Chairman Orak? Hearing none. Is there anybody here to speak in opposition to this bill? All right, hearing none. Is there a motion on the bill?
Move to report.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded that we report House Bill 1567. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the subcommittee.
Doug Watts, how are you?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
if you get a filibuster from Senator Siegel Ryan anytime soon, that's because this morning he got his estimate done in 29 minutes and they did his
Okay, so I gotta be fast, all right.
All right, Delegate Watts, you have House Bill 2072.
72.
We filed that one
And
late.
that deals with regulation of nursing homes, and you'll see on item 16, which is down at the bottom of the second page, what you currently have is that you have to have a family council, and you agree on what notification there will be, and you also put up a public notice. And the language that I am adding mirrors what's in the federal regs to say that with that public notice, you can't keep any family member or representative of someone in the nursing home from attending such meetings. And my attempt was to have it absolutely mirror what was in federal regs, and then the federal regs changed at the end of November. And I was not aware of it, therefore council has an amendment to bring it in line with the current federal regs, because I don't want to have any mixed signals about what is expected.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On lines 119 through 121, strike the new language and insert no family member of a resident or other resident representative shall be restricted from participating in meetings with families or resident representatives of other residents in the state.
that also does.
Mr. Chair,
Senator Barton.
How is that substantively different from the language that's already there?
Well, again, because the new wording of the reg that came out on November 28th reads, "The resident has a right to have family members or other resident representatives meet in the facility with the families or resident representatives of other residents in the facility." So it almost mirrors it directly given the grammar. And that's why it's different from what this is, which talks specifically about family council.
Mr. Chair,
Senator Barton.
so is the distinction between what was in front of us and that amendment, the other representatives?
Yes, there was no other representative in the previous Fed regs, which were, I think, in 2014 they were adopted.
Okay, so that's what the substantive difference is. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Barton.
I'm just curious, what do they do if they have a family member who is unreasonably disruptive for some reason? Does that come up?
Well, possibly in two different ways, but again, you have the federal reg that says you've got to allow family members to meet with other family members. Within the family council, it is their family council meetings, so I'm sure they can deal with this on a case-by-case basis. But the other side of it says that that's up to the family council. The family council structure even says that administration, anyone in the nursing home whose staff can only come if invited by the family council. So you can't have the administration overriding the affairs of the family council and the right of family members to meet with other family members in that facility.
Mr. Chairman?
Senator Black.
And I just say that because I like very much the provision. But I guess having been around, law enforcement and so forth for a lifetime, there are people who, sometimes they're not right for some reason, and they can create enormous disruption, and so it might just be something to keep an eye on and see if.
And that would be up to the family council, and if they need help if they seek the help from the administration, that would, I think, be in line with what you're saying,
Yep.
to make sure their meetings have stayed under control. But it's not that the administration can go the other way.
Let me ask you a question. Basically, this doesn't restrict the number of family members that can participate, correct?
Again, under federal regs, it says family members or a designated representative like,
I know some families have a lot of members. That's the only reason I raised the question. It's not important. Okay, is there anybody here to speak in support of the bill? Yes, sir.
Matt Mansell with the Virginia Healthcare Association. We appreciate Delegate Watts working with us. We were able to identify the new updated federal regs, and Delegate Watts and council helped us wordsmith that out.
So you're comfortable?
We're comfortable with this, yes. Thank you.
Dana Parsons with Leading Indiana, and we support the bill.
Thank you. Can we have a motion on the amendment, please?
Move the amendment.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we adopt the amendment as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? All right. Is anybody here in opposition to the bill? If not,
Move to report.
Second.
it's moved and properly seconded that we move to report 2072, House Bill 2072. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? Thank you, Delegate.
thank you very much. What time is it?
That's pretty quick, huh?
One.
Not bad. We do it right, isn't it? All right, that's it. All right, that's it. You're all right.